So this is going to be not really a vlog on my personal beliefs, but I kind of want to promote this one person. I think she's absolutely amazing. She's beautiful and she's an albino, and I absolutely adore her. Her name is Fleur de Fleur de Fleur. Let me just spell it. It's Fleurdelacour 5787. My computer is like really super tiny, so yeah, that's why I always seem like I'm in your face. Um, but anyway, I want to promote her video and do something a little bit different. And I have comments. I'm just going to pause the video. Every time I have a comment, just a comment on, basically this video called 37 colon space secrecy and religion. I think she's right. I don't think we should have to explain our little mysteries and our little secrets, because that's what makes us people. And as people, not just as Wiccans, that makes us interesting. So, anyway, hopefully you can subscribe to her. And Fleurdelacour5787, if you haven't subscribed to me yet, I hope that you do. And I really like your views, even if I don't agree with them. And yeah, you didn't make this video that long ago, so hopefully you'll comment back or send me a video response on one of my videos, or even this response right here. So, without further ado, I am going to play Secrecy and Religion.
All share the same mysteries.
Oops,
we may not all
that's
share
like
the
at
same
the very end. Sorry.
Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about something that's discussed extensively on pagan boards, and that is secrecy in religion. The general consensus among eclectic pagans is that spirituality is a path that one follows to reach spiritual fulfillment, and as such, everyone should aid them in their journey toward the spiritual fulfillment. This includes everything from giving book recommendations to feedback on rituals and spell work and spiritual growth, to handing them information on a silver platter, and to handing over oath-bound and closely guarded religious secrets. Obviously, those are two ends of the spectrum. One end where people are willing to do their own work and want to do their own work, they just need a little bit of guidance along the way, and the other end where they don't want to do any work at all, and they just want to reap the benefits of other people's work.
I agree with that. Oh my gosh.
So, where you fall on that?
Yes, 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 yes. That is very true. Well, see, I've tried to be in a coven. It didn't quite work out because people, like she said, wanted to leech onto my beliefs, and that's fine if you really truly believe it, but you need to have some different beliefs. I don't like people being my exact replica myself, and I mean, I might have been guilty of doing something like that, but it was very early in the path. I was very young. I was like 12, and I really needed to just find spirit guides. I wanted to get this path on the road as soon as possible. I was so excited. I went to a Pentecostal school. I was like, hell yeah. And unfortunately, they opened my desk one day, and the thing that was laying on top of all of my creationist textbooks was the Green Book of Witchcraft, or it was like something about green witchcraft, which was just, um, helping plants grow better, trees. Talks a lot about the tree of life in there. Um, It was a really great book to start out on. I wish I could remember the title. Anyway, I don't know where we got to talking about me, so hold on, let me just go ahead and play it.
Spectrum kind of determines how you're going to take this video, I guess. When it comes to oathbound information, there's always kind of hard feelings about that from different people in the pagan community. There's hard feelings on the side of some eclectics who feel that they're entitled to those oathbound secrets without having to put forth any work to find a coven, to work with said coven, and to go through initiation, to be privy to the oathbound information. And then there's hard feelings from the traditionalists who have done all that work and feel that it's
Earth
unrealistic
is
for
very
these
large. It
eclectics
has tons
to
of
feel that they're
info.
entitled to this said oathbound information or have any real reason to know it. A lot of it is just curiosity. There's something out there that we don't know, and we feel that it has so much power, or otherwise it wouldn't be so closely guarded. And we want to have it just because people say that we can. It's like when you're 2 and your friend has a toy and you want it just because they have it. But there's no real reason for us to have it. A lot of oathbound information is simply oathbound because it has a special meaning to the people that know it. For example, a common
To the
example
individual.
I use, and I'm using it in the article that I'm writing for Roots of Ritual a lot in that it relates to the topic, is the initiation ceremony. A lot of traditional initiation rituals are closely guarded. They are oathbound because they're guarding that experience. They're keeping it special for their initiates. So it has special meaning, so that it is a surprise, that it is a unique experience that they didn't know about beforehand. You have to admit that when something's kept a surprise, it has more meaning. For example, if
Right.
someone came up to you and said, "We're throwing you a surprise party tomorrow at 5 o'clock," yes, you're excited that you
It's not a
go, but
surprise.
it does take something away from going to that surprise party. From walking in the door and seeing all your friends and family there to wish you a happy birthday, it's just lacking something. It doesn't have the same meaning, and the same thing goes with the initiation ritual. It doesn't have as much meaning when you tell someone exactly what they're going to do. And I explain that a lot in the article that will be up fairly soon in the next site update on initiation and dedication. Another thing is that a lot of the oathbound information applies only to their practice. It applies only to that tradition's way of doing things, that tradition's way of seeing the world. So that if
Here's where I differ because I'm not traditional Wicca. It sounds to me, and I get that vibe that you teeter on that traditional line, but I don't know, maybe you do some things your own way, and that was what you were saying there. Do I have that right? Um, but I'm not traditional Wicca, and I have like my own little things that I do. Um, I don't know if you would call them. I mean, they're just like simple rituals that I do. The other thing is that you talked about, earth knowledge, earth-based knowledge. That just takes so much time. I mean, it's like somebody early on in paganism, neo-paganism, Wicca, whatever you want to call this. Well, I know I'm going to get a lot of comments about this, so I just want to say that that was a kind of a misnomer. Just being strictly pagan, or Wicca is pagan, but not all pagan is Wicca. I didn't mean anything by that. Don't hurt me. Okay. Um, but yeah, I mean, it just takes a lot of time, and it depends on what you want to do with that time, that valuable time that you have, because um, the world and the earth is carrying us, and as I see it, the earthbound knowledge just kind of comes naturally. Sometimes you don't even have to look for it, or sometimes you really want to find something there, and then you find it. And some people have the same kind of knowledge, and they can get together and go to coffee and talk about that knowledge. I think that's a very interesting concept. But anyway, I'm gonna play it again.
They were to share it with me, it wouldn't have any meaning to me. It wouldn't apply to my practice. It might not even make sense to me. So why go through the bother of sharing it with people who aren't going to understand the context from which it was taken? Oath-bound information isn't about superiority. It's not about the traditionalists saying, "Oh, we have all this information, so we're so much better than all of you." It's keeping your secrets a secret. I know that if someone went in my book of shadows and they read my personal invocations to my deities, it wouldn't mean nearly as much to them as it means to me when I say those words. Half of
Hell
it wouldn't
no.
make sense to them because it is about my experience with my deities. That's my
Right.
secret information. That's something I don't share with even Bray because
All
it doesn't mean
religions can
anything to
agree to
him, and
that,
he has
girl.
things that he doesn't share with me or anyone else because it doesn't mean anything to me either, but it means something to us. And by keeping it a secret, not only are we not burdening people with trying to figure out what the hell we're talking about, it keeps it special. It's between just us and the gods. So solitaries have their own oath-bound information as well. And it's something that we need to understand. I have yet to meet many solitaries' views of the traditionalists where they're online and they're like, "Oh, I'm initiated into such and such tradition and I know all this stuff and you don't and you never will. Ha 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 ha."
I don't like
They
people
don't
like that.
exist. If they do, they're in it for completely the wrong reasons, and that's not how traditionalists are at all.
Yeah, I really hate the
Every
know-it-alls.
traditionalist I've ever met will tell me straight up when I ask a question and it's approaching oath-bound information. They'll tell me anything they can, but as soon as we reach that threshold, they'll be like, "Okay, I'm sorry, I can't tell you this," and we leave it at that. It's not like, "Ha, I can't tell you that because I'm better than you." No, that's ridiculous. That's how.
Well, you know, I'm sorry I keep interrupting you mid-sentence. Um, I take a lot of pauses in my videos, and she kind of talks like, well, see, I'm Southern, so to me, she talks a mile a minute. Well, she might be Southern too. I don't really know, but she talks kind of fast. No offense. I mean, I really like her. I think she's great. Um, Wait a second. What did she say? Because I got off on a stupid tangent a minute ago.
To meet many solitaries' views of the traditionalists where they're
Oops.
online and they're like, "Oh, I'm initiated into such and such tradition and I know all this."
Oh, okay.
Can't
I
tell you
remember what it
this.
was. All
And
right. So basically, she was just discussing about how she couldn't, how they might say, well, I can't tell you that, and what have you. Like, it's just very sacred to you and very personal. Um, I actually have to say that when it comes to mysteries, it's just something that you find out, figure out. Um, I would equate it to sexuality. It's like people don't commonly announce the fact that they're gay or lesbian, bisexual, what have you. Um, it's pretty much the same concept, I guess. I mean, I really wouldn't want to just okay. I might feel very overwhelmed by something and I might, want to say something about whatever I've figured out because it's helpful to others and I think that's where she was getting at. I'm, but yeah, I don't usually do I can't really tell you that, you know, if they want to make fun or I don't think what she's saying is even about that. I think it's just like a secret thing. If it's in a coven type setting and we do certain stuff, I mean, good stuff too. It's never like I know a lot of people have misconceptions of our faith and um it's the stereotypes are wrong 100%. Every stereotype I've ever heard. But that educates people about Wicca when I find things out. But if it's about any of my deities, I really don't discuss that unless someone were to ask, like, what relationship do you have with your God? I mean, is it like the same as mine? Or, um, what gods do you worship? And, if we get to a personal topic, I'm usually pretty open about that. I think most people get that about me. But, you know, um, there's no secrecy necessarily. It's more like a mystery. You could look at it that way.
And we leave it at that. It's not like, ha, I can't tell you that because I'm better than you. No, that's ridiculous.
It
That's
is.
how a lot of solitaries perceive traditionalists to be when they don't, and they've never interacted with traditionalists. So they have this view, this stereotypical and inaccurate view of oath-bound information and traditionalists together, that they're allowing to color their ideas of everything relating to tradition. And that's just wrong. Wicca is a mystery tradition for a reason. It's not just a mystery tradition so that those who are privy to those mysteries can lord it over others. Those mysteries have a reason. And if you're going to be a solitary, you have to accept that there are reasons for for the secrecy, and that there are things that you won't know because you're a solitary. That's just the way that it is. You will reach a point where you have your own mysteries if you continue to work at this path, where you are privy to certain information from the gods and from your own experiences that no one else has experienced, that no one else has. Just as those who created those traditions, that found those mysteries and shared them with those in their tradition, have them as well. So we may not all share the same mysteries. We may not all share the same information and the same experiences, but each of our paths has meaning. Each of our paths has certain secrets about it if we wish to keep them. Everyone is after generally the same goal, which is spiritual fulfillment, and we each just take different paths toward that fulfillment. So I guess that's my 2 cents on secrecy and religion, and I'm going to try to make another video after this. I've tried to make it several times, and it's never seemed coherent, so we'll see if that happens. Bye.
That's awesome.
Hey guys! Today
Oops. I don't know. I think this was on a playlist. Anyway, I want to say I totally agree with most of the aspects of, or not aspects, concepts of what she was saying. And, but like when it comes to secrecy, I think that covens tend to have more secrecy over individuals or solitaries. That's just, from my personal experience. I'm a solitary now, but I've been trying and trying to get a coven started. And I am located pretty much smack dab in the middle of the Bible Belt. So it's really hard to find like-minded people and people that say that they're Wiccan that really practice the right way. Um, North Carolina is one of those states that you don't typically find this kind of thing until you go further west. And I've met a few people that are Wiccan and people that claim that they are Wiccan when truly, I don't want to judge anybody, but I kind of question if they really are what they say they are because there's so many posers, especially some of the Wiccans that I've met around here. So I hope you enjoyed this review of, I'm going to say this name again, Fleurdelacour5787. And what she was talking about, the secrecy, and my review and my take on what she said. Questions, comments, subscribe, and I will talk to y'all later.